Hi there, everybody. This is Graham Oswick. I'm answering these questions, and I hope that you're all coping well at home. It's a really strange world we're living in right now, isn't it? And let's just hope that we come out the other side of it and we're all going to love each other and be a lot happier and a lot more at peace. Anyway, here we go with question one. I started dancing at the age of 8. I was always dancing around to music at home, and my mum obviously got my mum's nerves a little bit. So she took me to a Saturday afternoon class at a studio called Keith and Christine Burton Dance Studio, which was in the town where I lived in Hemel Hempstead. And that's what started it. Saturday afternoon classes, and then it just got worse and worse after that. Question 2 about my teachers. Well, actually, I didn't have so many teachers, unlike the current trend, unfortunately. But my main Latin American teacher was a guy called Jeffrey Clapham. He was the partner of Pamela McGill, and they were competing together. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but he was responsible for a lot of us. Richard Porter, Matthew Cutler, Cara Stubbington, not just to mention Jason and Peter, to mention just a few, really. He was an amazing guy and really good teacher and taught me so much about dancing and music and rhythm. Of course, I had lessons with great people like Lorraine, Alan and Hazel, Mick and Lorna, etc. But my main coach when I was at the end of my career was Lynn Harmon, the partner of Peter Maxwell, world champion, more titles than probably any other professional. She was an amazing teacher for me because I love the detail of everything, and she loves going into detail with everything. So I really enjoyed that. She was a great teacher for me. Question 3 about the results. Well, I wasn't a prolific competitor as like some of my colleagues. I had a bit of a sketchy career, if I'm honest. Changed partners too many times, didn't concentrate properly, I suppose. Just memorable things. I mean, winning the international at the Royal Albert Hall, because as a junior we danced at the Royal Albert Hall. Winning there was an amazing experience. Making your first final at Blackpool, junior, ballroom and Latin, and youth competitions at the Winter Gardens. Being second in the Rising Star at Blackpool. I mean, these are all memorable results. Just actually the chance to dance against the best dancers in the world is always going to be a memorable thing for me. So yeah, just absolutely loved competing, but obviously wasn't that great at it. Question 4 asks about which dance am I able to express myself the best, or did I express myself the best? I'm not actually sure. I really like cha-cha. I mean, I found cha-cha a great dance to engage with. I like the cheekiness of it, the rhythm of cha-cha-cha. Jive was the dance I found the most difficult, strangely enough, because I found it like an energy dance, which at the time when I was competing, I didn't see the technique in it. Obviously, that was changed since then. I also love rumba. Always got probably the best marks in paso doble. But yeah, cha-cha-cha has always been my favorite dance. I just love the feeling of those tight steps and the rhythms. That's a great dance for me. I love that. Question 5 about have I ever wanted to stop my career? I could say yes, that has definitely happened to me, more than once, actually. In our business, we have lots of great things and some not so pleasant things. And usually the not so pleasant things surround the politics of the business, which is obviously not something you want to be involved in as a dancer, but sometimes you end up in the middle of something. And there have been a couple of times where I really think, no, I really don't want to be part of this business anymore. But then actually what always brings me back is my love of dance. So it doesn't really matter what goes on around me, as long as I can dance, feel rhythm. And in my job as a dancing teacher, and I teach a couple, and it really doesn't matter the level of the couple either. And teaching somebody and you see an improvement in what they're doing, and they feel the improvement in what they're doing in the sense or the touch or musical appreciation, and then that's what says to me, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing, just because I love that feeling. It's just such an enriching, valuable feeling to feel that you're helping somebody else to feel what you feel in the value of dancing. Comparing the roles of a competitor, a teacher, or a judge is so difficult because they are so different jobs. Competing, I really loved. But I always kind of knew that teaching was going to be the thing that I was going to be most involved in. I was teaching from a quite young age. I had a kind of checkered career, so I'd stopped dancing for quite a while, was teaching a lot, and then came back to compete again. And I really loved that feeling as teaching, as I said in the previous question, the feeling of helping somebody. Judging is definitely not a job I enjoy. We're always told that judging is something you do to put yourself back into the business, give something back. And I always feel when I'm judging that I'm looking and I'm really trying to do my best out there to mark what's in front of me. Sometimes I can leave the floor feeling, yeah, I'm really happy with what I did today. I really did my best. Other times I can leave the floor feeling unsatisfied because the judging system is not a perfect one. I don't think there is one that could be more perfect, but it's very difficult to make an assessment of 20 couples in 1.5 to 2 minutes to assess their all talents, people you know, people you don't know. So yeah, judging is not, for me, a priority job, but teaching, yeah, that's the number one. So question 7 about what are the qualities to become a champion? I think top priority for me has to be that you have to want to do it. It's not an easy job. It's tough out there. It's a tough business, and we are surrounded by the most talented dancers from all over the world who are working equally hard. And I think it's very important that your love for your dance is the most important thing that will take you there. Obviously, using your intelligence about things to do, things not to do, etc. Now, those are important as well, because being talented alone is unfortunately not enough. And you need to use your intelligence and plan and look at things and look at where you want to be in a certain amount of time. And is that a reasonable goal? And do what you think you need to do in order to achieve those goals. But for me, it will always be that the love of dance always shows through. Question 8, that's an interesting one. 3 things that you should never do on a dance floor. Well, I would guess one of the main things would be, if you're having a problem between you as a couple, I, as a judge, don't want to see it. If I go to watch Barbra Streisand sing a concert and her dog died this morning, I don't care in a way, because I paid for the money to see her sing, hear her sing, and that's what I'm paying for. And the people that come in to watch a dancing competition don't really care that you had an argument about your cha-cha-cha lockstep. They've come to see a performance, and the show must go on. So the most important thing is, don't show that you have a problem between you and your partnership. Your acting ability has to come out. You have to dance and perform as you always will do. Second thing would be, please, I'm begging you, stop dancing on the edges of the floor and in the corners where it's dark and we can't see you. I used to take it as a priority that I used to look around the floor, but now I think it's your job as a competitor to dance where I can see you, and not that I have to search behind 20 other couples to see where you are. So don't dance in the dark and in the corners and right on the edges of the floor and on the feet of other people. The audience don't like it either when you stand right on top of them. So those are 2 things. A third thing, don't keep looking at the floor. Let's see a performance and let's see you look at each other. There are too many of the competitors who also spend so much time looking at the audience. Let's see you dance together. That's what our dancing is all about. Dancing as a partnership. So let's see some of that too, huh? Question 9, comparing nationalities. Well, today, in today's dancing, because many of the teachers travel around the world, all competitors travel around the world having lessons in not only England but in other countries too. So I think there's not such a great difference in styles between countries as maybe there would have been in the past when they were studying in their own country and studying in a very particular style. So in today's world, I wouldn't say that there's much difference. Obviously, in China, they're very, very strong and very competitive. Italians have a lot of passion, maybe not so much discipline as the Chinese and sometimes the Russians too. But, I mean, there's so little difference. And there are soft dancers and hard dancers coming from all of those countries. So very difficult to compare nationalities in today's world, I would say. Yeah, and the final question about how can we develop? Well, I mean, this pandemic situation is very unfortunate, very sad. But I guess that we have to look at it like this. It gives us time out to think about who we are, what we want to be, and how we're going to achieve it. Obviously, from practice time, you can stay at home. You don't need a big space to practice fundamental things like really understanding how your feet work and keeping your feet in contact with the floor, closing and opening your feet. But bigger than that probably is examine your love of this dancing business, because what I will want to see when I come out of isolation is the love of dancing again. I think we will all miss that. Those of us that really love it are all going to miss this. And I tell you, I can't wait to get back out there and on that dancing floor and start to help couples to dance again, because I just know they're going to come back with a renewed passion. And yeah, it's going to be wonderful. And I can't wait for that. So I wish you all the very best of luck. Let's hope that we're out of this soon. And I send you lots of love. Stay safe, please. And see you soon. Bye-bye.